Hi there, and welcome to the Real Estate Scripts Practice System, your key to mastering the art of communication in the real estate industry. Let's begin by showing you how to navigate our system. So once you're logged in, you're going to find yourself on your personalized dashboard. So let's go ahead and log in here. And I have a dummy account already set up. So here's the dashboard. And now let's explore some of the core features that set our system apart. So here you can browse scripts and organize by week. We're going to go ahead and click on the main core section, scripts and dialogues. This is typically what people do when you log in. We'll go to the week that we're on, and we use the Gregorian calendar that is presented on Google. So if you have weeks set on, or we'll just let you know here, then you can know which week that we are on. So for example, this week is week 45, and we're going over words and phrases. And before we click on there, I just want to show you that when you look at how it's outlined or organized, we are covering almost every aspect of real estate. Seller objections, lead generation, buyer objections, lead generation. Because lead generation is the number one thing that real estate agents should be doing in real estate, we are doing that every other week. And in between each of the weeks, we're working on other things like the buyer's objections, seller's objections. We're also working on tie downs and advanced scripts, words and phrases, seller transactions, buyer transactions. There's a multitude of different types of things that we're also working on the presentations as well, and I'll show you what that looks like. So for example, we are on week 45, but I want to show you week 44. And week 44, every Monday we do a presentation, either a listing presentation or the buyer presentation. And in this instance, we are doing the listing presentation. So depending on the type of user you are, and most of you are going to be individual users, you'll click on that page. Another page will pop up because we want to keep that other previous page open. This will show you the different things that we have available for you to use as tools and resources. And you can find those also in resources and some other locations that are linked to it as well. But for here it is, marketing materials, seller presentation. If you don't have your own presentation already, you're more than welcome to use this for being a member of our program. So you can click on that. I'll show you really quickly what that looks like. We've made it so that you can, and I'll do a slideshow. There we go. And we made it so that you can customize it. You'll put your own picture in here, your own contact information, and your own About Me section, and then you just move on. So we have a couple of slides here. If you are an individual, then this is the features and benefits of working with an individual agent. If you're on a team, then here's the real estate team versus a single agent. So you just pick which one you are, and you remove the other slide. And the home selling process, we also have one for the home buying process. And take note of this particular slide, by the way. I'll show you in a script that we have the 17-step script and dialogue specifically just for this slide alone. The prepare your home for sellers, I'm just going to flip through this. You don't need to see the whole or be explained everything, but there is quite a few slides here that go through everything, and then once you're to the end, it'll basically just say congratulations on selling your home. So if you do not have a presentation, this is one that's already done for you, and you can customize it to yourself. Now, the full listing presentation script, this is where you can click on that. A pop-up will come up, and it'll give you in every script, we're always setting the stage, we're always giving you requirements, and then setting the intention for this script. This is the full script here, and that's everything there. And if you want to hear it as well as you go, then this is a direct link to the podcast. It'll play right there. What some people like to do is play it as they read through it as well, so that you can get used to saying it over and over and over again. This recording is a really good recording as well. We also have seller interview sheets here, so that you can go through and know what questions to ask when you're interviewing sellers. Here's the home selling process in 17 steps. We also have one for the buyers. I won't go over the buyers, but here's the explanation. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. This is primarily if it's a first-time home buyer, if they are not familiar with the process and you're educating them on the first time, or if you just want to get used to it yourself or add some new ideas to your existing listing presentation. This is a great place to read through and listen as well. The quick listing presentation is something that we've put together that is just a one-page listing presentation, has 5 steps with a few steps in each step thereafter. And it's a really good conversation for quickly having discussions with somebody in the grocery line, the gas station, elevator, things like that. I will say that in order to get to this point, you should have gone through the full listing presentation. You really need to practice that to get familiar with the content so that you can just, let this stuff roll off your tongue at this point. But it is a really useful script, and we do that quite often, actually. So that is that. And let's go ahead and get out of here. We'll go back to the main section. So we're back on week 44. So for example, if today were Tuesday, we were going over for sale by owners. So lead generation, we do for sale by owners, sphere of influence, geographic farming, new home builders. In other weeks, we'll practice expired listings. We'll practice SOI, sphere of influence, which is listed here. There's 12 different types that we have identified that are really good, and we do that every other week. So just watch for those, but you can click on any one of them. Like I said earlier, here's the scenario, here's the requirements, this is the intention, and this is the actual script. So the way that it works is once you're here, I'll just show you Wednesdays. Once you're here, if you want to join us live on a live Zoom session, then you just click on this link here and it will open up into a live Zoom session. If you don't have Zoom, then you can download Zoom right here. And when we practice on Zoom, you should know that we break everybody out into pairs or threes. If there's only like 2 or 3 people on the call, and occasionally it happens, not everybody logs in all the time, but if there's only 2 or 3 people on the call, then we'll just stay there. Otherwise, we will break you out into pairs and threes for about 20 minutes. Then we'll bring everybody back in the last 5 to 10 minutes and have a discussion. We talk about how would you make it better? How would you incorporate this into your existing script and dialogues? Are there things that we should take away? Things like that. And it is an audio recording only, so we take that recording, we put it up on a podcast, and then you can go back and listen to it. And many times we'll have it resourced right here on the page as well. So that's what that looks like. Here's another little button here, all scripts, and this will take you back to all of these different things here. So just want to head back to the dashboard and show you a couple of other things. We have some lead generation currently working on this page because we're also always doing some updates, but we have prospecting ideas, we have marketing ideas, and we have some that apply to both prospecting and marketing. So we've labeled those as both. So for example, if you're looking for some downsizers or door knocking ideas, I'll just go ahead and click on one of these, for example, and there's some articles that will pop up. These are articles that you can only access while logged into the system. But here's some ideas on door knocking. For example, this says door knocking in hot communities can be an effective way for real estate agents to generate leads and attract home sellers. Here's how you can use door knocking to attract home sellers. And it gives you several different ideas. Every one of these lead generation articles are going to give you ideas, and then they're going to give you how to move forward as well. So there's some content for you to generate more business. And we have it for referrals, leveraging buyers, investors. And here's some that we have not yet put in that format, but they're getting all uploaded to that. But you can see here they all are. Here's more content. We have videos. We have all sorts of really cool stuff. So that's what that is. Let's go back to the dashboard. All right. So yeah, if you want to listen to the podcast, you can either click here to listen here, or what you can also do is go to your favorite directory like Spotify, Google. We have Apple. There's probably about 20 different platforms that we're on that you can listen to. And if you want to know all of them, then just send us a message and we'll get all of them to you. But you can listen to it right here and just tune in. They're usually about 20 to 30 minutes. Usually nothing's longer than that. And resources, for example, this is where you can find the presentations, buyer presentations, seller presentations. Here's some marketing flyers that we're also uploading to. So if you want to work with businesses and go to them and say, hey, use us as a resource as well, then we have some flyers. I'll kind of give you an example of what something like that looks like. And if we download that particular flyer, here's what that flyer looks like. Again, you can add your own picture, your own logo, your own slogan, and when it's all said and done, this is what it'll look like. So let's get back to the main page. And the roadmap, I'll end with the roadmap. This is really what we're after. We want you to time block your schedule. Well, let me rephrase that. I prefer that you time block your schedule and truly control the actions that you take within your time block. We want you to prepare, come in here, read through the material before the practice session begins. We want you to engage, and by engaging, what we mean is, team up with someone, pair up, get into twos or threes, and practice with each other. Then the practice section. So we want you to, actually practice it. And when you're practicing scripts and dialogues, there is a saying that we use, which is, first of all, learn it and memorize it first. Memorize it, because none of these scripts, by the way, are in your own words. We want you to memorize it, and then we want you to internalize the script. And then after you've internalized it, you can go back and customize it and put it in your own tone, style, and phrasing. But again, I want to reiterate, none of these scripts are going to sound like who you are or how you speak. The point is to get in here, practice every single day, and through consistency, you're going to build that credibility, and through that credibility, you're going to build that trust, and it's just going to roll off your tongue. Then we come back and we discuss it, like I mentioned before. What did you like? What do you don't like? What can we add? How can you incorporate this? All that type of stuff. We then immediately after scripts and dialogues are finished, you go right into lead generation. So we want you to practice lead generation. I recommend at least 2 hours a day. If you can do 3, that'll be even better. Then after we do that, we reflect. How did it go? How did my lead generation go? Was I able to incorporate the scripts and dialogues? What can I do differently? Stuff like that. And then through that process, we're going to improve how we talk to people and how we communicate with people. So then the whole thing cycles back around and we go back to the following week. And hopefully you're using a business plan like a GPS, goals, priorities, and strategies, or something like a 411, which is a business plan that will tell you what needs to get done for this week so that you're on track to reach your goals. So that's about it. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the podcast and the script.